Okay, I'm going out now.
Not like that, you're not.
You look like a juvenile delinquent.
Ian Lemmy Kilmister was the founder, lead singer, bassist, and driving force behind the British rock band Motörhead. Known for his gravelly voice, thunderous bass sound, and uncompromising attitude, Lemmy became one of the most influential figures in hard rock and heavy metal. Hello, and welcome to the Church of Rock and Roll, where we celebrate rock legends and artists who have left us. Beyond the music, Lemmy was famous for his distinctive look, mutton chop, sideburns, boots, and hat, and his reputation as a straight-talking, no-nonsense rocker. Despite the tough image, many who knew him described him as intelligent, well-read, and loyal. At school, Lemmy noticed a pupil who had brought a guitar to school and had been surrounded by girls. His mother had a guitar, which he took to school, and was himself surrounded by girls, even though he could not play. By the time he left school, he had moved with his family to Conwy. He went on to work several odd jobs, including one at the local Hotpoint electric appliance factory, while also playing guitar for local bands such as the Sundowners and spending time at a horse riding school. In August 1971, Lemmy joined the space rock band Hawkwind, who were based in Ladbroke Grove, London, as a bassist and vocalist. He had no previous experience as a bass guitarist and was cajoled into joining immediately before a benefit gig in Notting Hill by bandmate Michael Davies. To have two members who enjoyed amphetamine. He also provided the lead vocals on several songs, including the band's biggest UK chart single, Silver Machine, which reached number 3 in 1972. After Hawkwind, Lemmy formed a new band called Bastard with guitarist Larry Vollis. Lemmy changed the band's name to Motörhead, the title of the last song he had written for Hawkwind. Soon after, Vollis and Fox were replaced with guitarist Fast Eddie Clarke and drummer Phil Filthy Animal Taylor. And with this lineup, the band began to achieve success. Lemmy's guttural vocals were unique in rock at that time, and were copied during the time when punk rock became popular. Motörhead had many albums. A few of the band's popular studio albums consist of Overkill in 1979, Bomber in 1979, Ace of Spades in 1980, Another Perfect Day in 1983, Sacrifice in 1995, and Kiss of Death in 2006.
The war's coming, we have let it drop.
most often classified as heavy metal. Motörhead has been credited with being part of and influencing numerous musical scenes, thrash metal and speed metal especially. Lemmy, however, always insisted that they were a rock and roll band. He said they had more in common with punk bands, but with their own unique sound. Motörhead is embraced in both punk and metal scenes. Their lyrics typically covered such topics as war, good and evil, abuse of power, promiscuity, substance abuse, and, most famously, gambling, the last theme being the focus of their hit song Ace of Spades.
And I've been offered heroin a lot and I've never had it. Not even once. Because I've got at least 300 good friends, and intelligent people too, it's not morons who do it. I've got at least 300 or 400 good friends who are dead now because of heroin, or might as well be. Because it just takes everything away from you, that stuff. And I haven't been bribed, everybody. I hate heroin. If I see anybody doing heroin at one of our gigs, I'll snap the needle in his arm and push the short end in. That'll stop him fixing for a while.
What would you want your epitaph to be?
He enjoyed himself. He had a great time, bye-bye. Don't cry over me.
Why do you think that heroin is so much worse than the other hard drugs?
It's just like, it's too easy to fuck up and it's too good for people to deal with. The buzz must be fantastic. I've never had it, but I mean, it must be great because people die for it,
Yeah.
And they spend their entire lives looking for the next shot, I mean, it's fucking terrible shit, It really makes you into a dog and then it kills you, Makes you into a thief and a whore, and then you die in a public toilet with an embolism in your fucking arm. I don't think so,
Do you think that more people should try acid?
No, actually, I didn't say that. I said that it made me a better person for having taken it.
Yeah.
But if you think you can do without drugs, go ahead and do without them, because it's a very expensive hobby. But the point is this: drugs make you feel better, and as long as they do, people will want them, and as long as people want them, somebody somewhere is going to show up with them, right? So there's no point saying just say fucking no and all of that stuff. That just doesn't work.
Lemmy collected German military regalia. He had an iron cross embodied on his base, which led to accusations of Nazi sympathies. He stated that he collected Nazi memorabilia because he liked the way it looked, and he considered himself an anarchist. He spoke against racism many times. Lemmy said he was against religion, government, and established authority.
Last question is, because we know your political songs, what you can tell us about the new Prime Minister?
Nothing. They're all assholes anyway, Every politician in the world is a son of a bitch. Anyway, they're all going to steal your money and raise taxes. It doesn't matter what they say. They're always lying. That's their profession, to be a liar, So you shouldn't expect anything better from any of them. Because it never, have you noticed, it never gets better, ever. You go, new politician, new Labour, Tony Blair, hey, zero. Worse than Thatcher.
Have you any message to the audience for today?
Yeah, have fun, don't hurt each other, and screw politics, okay? And you'll be all right. Believe in rock and roll. That is the only religion that never lets you down.
Lemmy was well known for his heavy drinking. The documentary, Motörhead Live Fast, Die Old, stated that he drank a bottle of Jack Daniels every day and had done so since he was 30 years old. In December 2000, Lemmy's tour was cancelled when he was hospitalized in Italy with the flu, exhaustion, and a lung infection. He was hospitalized with extreme dehydration and exhaustion in Germany in July 2005. As he grew older, he consumed less alcohol and drugs because he suffered from diabetes and hypertension. In June 2013, it was reported that he had an implantable cardioverter defibrillator fitted. His tour was cancelled in July 2013 due to a severe hematoma. He referred to his continuing drug use as dogged insolence in the face of mounting opposition to the contrary. Towards the end of his life, he had used a walking stick. He had started smoking at the age of 11. In August 2015, he said he had cut down his smoking habit from 2 packs a day to 1 pack a week. He was hospitalized with a lung infection in September 2015 after having breathing problems when performing on stage. On December 28, 2015, Lemmy died at his Los Angeles apartment from prostate cancer, cardiac arrhythmia, and congestive heart failure. He was 70 years old. Motörhead announced his death on their official Facebook page later that day. According to the band, his cancer had only been diagnosed 2 days prior to his death. Lemmy's memorial service took place at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, Hollywood Hills, on January 9, 2016. The service was streamed live over YouTube with more than 230,000 people logging on to watch, while others gathered at the Rainbow. His body was cremated following the funeral. His remains were placed in a 3D printed urn, shaped like his trademark cavalry hat, and embolized with the slogan, "Born to lose, live to win." The loss of Lemmy Kilmister felt like the lights dimmed in rock and roll's most defiant corner, a sudden hush where distortion once roared. He wasn't just a musician, he was a living fuse, sparking honesty, grit, and volume in a world that often asked for less of all three. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Lemmy stood unmoved by trends or time, bass slung low like a weapon, voice carved from gravel and truth, reminding us that being real mattered more than being perfect.